I renounce my Russian citizenship in favor of the Georgian one. That's how it seems to be, judging by this video's thumbnail and title. But only if it was that easy. I am still a proud holder of my Russian passport, but in this video I will try to get a Georgian ID as well, which is the residence permit of Georgia. If you watched my channel 1 year ago, you remember I already made such a video, because actually back then I applied for the residency for the first time and I got it, but now it's time to extend it, possibly. I don't know if they will do this. So in this video I will tell you about my residency and immigrant situation. I hope it will be interesting for you, because honestly myself, living in Russia, I never knew about obstacles that immigrants face from Central Asian countries or other regions of the world, but now I am an immigrant myself. I'm going through this all. Also, I will take you to the public service hall, a very unique building. Even though all the document stuff might be stressful, I still like it very much. So let's go. Okay, so let's go to the House of Justice. This is a very beautiful futuristic building with petals. Right here you can take a picture like in a booth, and I had 3 different versions, but I chose the second one. This is 2024, this is 2025. My life changed for the better according to how I look here. So I have just applied for my residence permit extension. I hope that this time they will give it to me again, and if I'm lucky I will get residence ID not for 1 year but for 2 or 3 years. Maybe they will do this because I'm applying for the second time. I hope so, and this will enable me to get a Schengen visa, possibly for more than 2 months as it was previously. And you will ask me why there's a sun shining, because we can actually see it through these petals, because look at the roof. I think it looks amazing. Здравствуйте.
IP адрес, юридический адрес IP.
Нет, спасибо, не нужно. У меня уже
адрес.
есть.
А что-нибудь хотите помочь в доме успейте?
What you've just heard is a very common practice in Georgia. So basically, to create individual entrepreneurship, you need address. So when you go to the House of Justice, there are people standing next to the entrance. They approach you and usually say something like address. Basically, you create your business with a random person address, and it's normal. I know a guy who had a YouTube channel here and created an entrepreneurship for this. His address belonged to a person from some village, basically a house in an empty field, and it still worked. While waiting for my ID, I want to talk a little bit more about all this document stuff. So I applied on the basis of my employment, and I needed to provide the House of Justice with the following documents: the proof of my income, the proof that I paid all the taxes and don't have any debt. I needed to notarize and translate my passport and some other things as well. I really hope I will get the residency this year, because last year it was such a blessing for me. First of all, being a resident of Georgia, I can get better price for health insurance, and I can open bank accounts in banks that don't open it to Russian citizens. Also, I think it is one of the main advantages. I can apply for a Schengen visa from here, from Tbilisi, without going to Russia. And that's exactly what I did last year. I traveled to Europe. And by the way, I created a playlist about my European journey, and it is really convenient to watch in a chronological order. So I invite you to check it out. What is more, having the residence permit gives me the sense of stability and proof that I will be let into the country at the border. Because sometimes Russian citizens and people from other countries are stopped and the customs workers don't let them into the country without any explanation. Mostly it happens to Russian political activists, but also to regular people, and there is always a risk. Although I don't know if having the residency ID gives me advantage here, but at least I will try. Also, with the residency, I can get a free vaccination against the human papilloma virus. I was surprised when I learned about this vaccine and the disease itself, because living in Russia, I never heard about it. For some reason, it is not included into our vaccine calendar, and I was so shocked when I learned how important this vaccine is. And I don't know why people are so uninformed about this, and it's better to do this in childhood. And I heard that the age after 25 is already late, although it's never too late. I'm 25 now, by the way, so I'm just jumping in the last wagon, and I'm glad that I can at least get it here in Georgia. And here's the funny story. I needed to get 3 shots in a period of 6 months. So I got the first shot with my old card, and then my residency expired, and I don't know whether I will be able to complete it for free. But anyway, I will pay if I need. Day X. I'm finally getting a response today, and yes, I got the residence permit. Thanks God. So I picked up my ID, and in a moment I will make unpacking. And when I was leaving the House of Justice, the helpers, those who offer their address, they stood next to the porch and they see that I'm Russian and start speaking to me immediately. Unboxing process. I've got such an envelope. There are papers about how to register this card. Same as last year, they gave me this special case. So this is my ID, that's how I will show it to you. But unfortunately, they extended my residency just for 1 year. But anyway, I'm still happy. I cannot be too picky in my situation, which brings me to reflection on my Russian citizenship, potential immigration in the future, because as I shared in my previous video about Portugal, I was worried a lot about what to do next, passport of what country I will try to pursue in the next several years. Now I would like to talk about how my attitude to Russian symbolics changed. It's not that I'm ashamed of having a Russian passport. Of course, I despise the government and people who support it, but still, I don't want them to take Russia's symbols away from us, because there is a whole another conversation about Russian flag. The white, blue, red now is appropriated by the government. I mean, yeah, it is official flag. It's also used by Russian military forces. That's why it is controversial to display this flag. That's why we came up with another one, which is white, blue, white, unofficial flag of New Russia, Free Russia. And there have been a lot of discussions about whether it is appropriate to use our official flag or not. I think that it is still okay, because again, it is a flag of the country I painted in my kindergarten. It is a flag on my video thumbnails. It did not have any negative connotation for me. Passport is a different story though, because when I went to Europe with the Schengen visa, I still was a Russian citizen there. So now I understand that I have to look for other citizenship in the next several years. Anyway, this is the end of this video. I am not renounced in my Russian passport, but now I also have another year of my Georgian residency, the ID, which gives me even more stability than my passport. Thanks for watching, write your comments, you can also support my channel by the links below, and goodbye, пока-пока.